It's the start of a new month, which also coincides with the transfer window opening. At Celtic, we know we are going to be bringing in a fair few additions, and in today's video we'll discuss the deal we are set to agree after a Brendan Rodgers green light. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Before we do get into today's video, as always, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Paulo Bernardo's season-long loan at Celtic from Benfica has ended on a high note, with the Portuguese midfielder playing a key role in the club's successful league and cup double. His time in Glasgow was marked by moments of brilliance, even if he was not always a consistent starter. Bernardo's contribution to Celtic's campaign was significant, highlighted by his memorable goal in the New Year Glasgow derby. This match-winning strike cemented his place in the hearts of the Celtic support. His pivotal sub-appearance further showcased in the Scottish Cup final at Hampden Park, where his crucial run and rebound shot set up Admira's decisive goal, securing the double for Celtic. Reports today from Portugal suggest that Bernardo has expressed a strong desire to remain with the Scottish champions. He has reportedly informed Benfica and his family of his wish to stay in Glasgow on a permanent basis. The midfielder appears settled and eager to continue his journey with Celtic, a sentiment that could bode well for the club as they look to build on their recent success. Celtic hold an option to buy Bernardo at a pre-agreed fee, yet the specifics of this fee remain ambiguous. There is some uncertainty over whether Celtic are willing to meet Benfica's valuation of the player. This uncertainty could lead to negotiations in the coming weeks, as Celtic weigh the benefits of securing Bernardo's services against the financial implications. For Celtic, securing Bernardo on a permanent deal would reinforce their midfield with a player who has already proven his worth in critical moments. His integration into the team, coupled with his apparent desire to stay, makes him an attractive prospect for the club. However, the financial aspect of the deal cannot be overlooked. The negotiations with Benfica will likely be complex, with Celtic aiming to strike a balance between retaining a talented player and managing their budget effectively. Just a quick one, boys and girls, to tell you that we have a new drop available on our website. We have the Brendan Rodgers Pope tee, along with the Celtic Ultra t-shirts. Do browse the collection by going down to the link in the description or going to celticapparel.com. Anyway, let's get back into today's video. They've only been gone for a week, but the buzz is already building for Celtic's return to the 2024-25 season. The green and white confetti has just settled on the Hampden surface since the Scottish Cup was secured, but fans are already anticipating next season. The pre-season campaign kicks off a familiar face, a clash against former captain Scott Brown and his Ayr United on July the 5th. This fixture will also mark the grand opening of Somerset's Park New Stand. But that's just the beginning for Brendan Rodgers and his Champions League hopefuls. The pre-season schedule is packed, featuring matches against his old club Chelsea, Manchester City and DC United in his stateside tour. Adding to the mix, a friendly against Queen's Park has been announced, though it comes with a bit of a twist. The two Glasgow sides will face off at the City Stadium, nestled in the shadow of Hampden Park for the first time in 15 years on July the 10th. However, Queen's Park has announced that tickets won't go on public sale. Access is reserved for Spiders members and the season ticket holders, leaving Celtic fans on the outside looking in for this one. The anticipation of a new season will build more and more as the summer goes on. We have the Euros to look forward to, but as usual, we expect Celtic fans to be pining for the boys in green before that competition reaches its conclusion. Celtic are set to agree their first deal of the summer, as Daniel Kelly is said to be keen on signing a new contract and staying at Celtic, but he could potentially earn much more elsewhere as cash-rich clubs monitor his situation. Kelly made a breakthrough into Brendan Rodgers' team during the 2023-24 season, with 6 appearances in all competitions. His biggest moment came against Dundee, when he swept home a curling shot from the edge of the box in a 7-1 victory at Celtic Park. He's had a taste of what it feels like to put on a Celtic shirt, and Brendan Rodgers is a noted fan, talking up his potential over the last few months. Captain Callum McGregor has also held his attributes. However, keeping him in Glasgow may not be so easy, with his contract expiring at the end of 2024. Reports say that Kelly is keen to stay, but with clubs such as Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United now showing interest, his Celtic contract offer is well below what he could potentially earn elsewhere. It is said what the Scottish champions have put on the table is 3 and 4 times less than the $9,000 a week salary that cash-rich club sides are willing to pay him. It is stated that Bayer Leverkusen have also made firm advances for his signature, while Italian clubs like Bologna and Como are also keen to find value in the Scottish market. Kelly will soon be free to speak to these clubs, and Celtic would only be due £490,000 in training compensation if he decides to leave at the end of his current contract. With Rodgers making it clear he wants to utilise the academy more as part of his overall vision for Celtic, he'll be really keen to fend off this interest and get Kelly signed up to a new deal. Still just 18, the midfielder has the potential to contribute as a squad member next season, and that promise of first-team football could be what ends up convincing him to stay. Despite speculation, former Celtic hero Chris Sutton doesn't think it's an ironclad guarantee that Matt O'Riley will be saying goodbye to the boys this summer. Reports have been rife since January that the club will field big money offers for the Danish international during the off-season after stellar form throughout the 2023-24 campaign. O'Riley scored 19 goals and assisted 18 more from midfield, marking him as the best and most valuable player in Scotland right now. With clubs apparently circling, it would be little surprise to see the player move on to a bigger or cash-rich league like we've seen in the past with Kieran Tierney, Moussa Dembele, Odsonne Edouard and Jota. However, Sutton has offered an alternative view and reckons O'Riley could again put on the green and white hoops next season. The former Celtic striker said, "O'Riley was one of the few Celtic players who didn't look out of place in the Champions League, and that was why Athletic Madrid came calling in January. It must have been bitterly disappointing for him to miss out on Germany, but this question is now, what happens next? There's been this assumption he'll be going, but it doesn't have to be the case. It will depend on his options and how much clubs are willing to pay. Celtic are financially strong and have no need to let him go on the cheap. Missing out on the Euros could have a knock-on effect on his value in the transfer market, but Celtic don't need to sell anyway. The fact he's not in the shop window could be a positive for Brendan Rodgers in all of this. O'Riley seems to have a solid head on his shoulders and won't just jump at the first opportunity. It will need to be right for him, as well as for Celtic. If it's something like £30 million, it's a no-brainer for all, but if not, we could see O'Riley decide to stick around for another season, have another crack at the Champions League and see where it takes him. Look, there's every chance he could go, but I just think there's still a possibility he could be around next term. Celtic supporters understand that the club have to maximise the value of players and will sell if huge offers come along. However, they enjoy what they see on the pitch more than the balance sheet, and O'Riley staying would be a huge boost. If he's happy and motivated in Glasgow, then he could again be a catalyst for success next season, supported by an ever stronger squad around him with some summer transfer business. The smart prediction is probably still on an O'Riley exit, but as Sutton notes, Celtic hold all the cards, so it would have to be a record-breaking money to get the deal done. Celtic fans, what do you make of what we discussed in today's video? In particular, Matt O'Riley's future. Do you think he'll be at the club for next season, yes or no? That does bring us to the end of today's video, guys. As always, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Remember, we have released our brand new Celtic t-shirts. You can find them at celticapparel.com or just check the link down below in the description. Thank you, take care, bye bye.